This drone flight begins at the pharmacy school in the health sciences campus, and it does a turn to go up Corliss, Jennison Avenue, on down Corliss to the west until we cross over to St. Charles, following Grand Avenue and Baldwin Street back to the health science campus. At the heart of the efforts to revitalize Johnson City, New York, is the health sciences campus. Here we see the pharmacy school on the left, the gray building, which will welcome its first class in the fall, and also the old box factory of Endicott Johnson, which will be turned into the School of Nursing. There's also vacant property that will be utilized by the university. You can see it there in the green and brown. But across the street is the Firehouse Stage, a cultural center for Johnson City, and one that's likely to develop further. We're now going to come off of Corliss Street and make a circle and come back down Corliss Street. So here we can point out a few landmarks, such as the Vietnamese restaurant, which is below us, blue. In the background, we also see the Victory building, and it's going to be redeveloped into apartments. Looking down Main Street, which is in front of us, and going east, we can see the influence of St. James Catholic Church. And now we're turning to come back toward Oslid, the Oslid factory that's empty there, but also properties that have been taken by the university, purchased, such as that blue building, which will be demolished. We also have open space between that and the old factory building, which also will be utilized. And as we move down Corliss, we can see a number of things. Besides the Firehouse Stage, we have some open properties and other properties that have been purchased by the university. So if we look at the building on the corner there of Broad and Corliss, the old pharmacy building, that has been taken by the university, as is some of the other properties here that we're looking at, including some of those that are boarded up or that are vacant. This is where public-private partnerships will be developed in all probability. Now we're continuing down Corliss, the influence of the hospital, which was on your right, and the very large parking lots for the hospital, as well as the building which is residential on the left, which houses interns and others. So as we continue down Corliss, we not only see the impact or impressions made by the hospital, but we also see that we're starting to enter a new residential realm or set of neighborhoods, and these are going to be in pretty good shape. But we look at them here, and we can see they're going to be mixed use as well. You'll find a few services or commercial, but mostly you'll find single-family homes, but also some multifamily homes. We're now going to turn away from Corliss and make a loop back to the health sciences, and we do that by crossing over this vegetation, which is where St. Charles Street used to run, but was, you can see the tracks interrupted that. And now this is St. Charles, which is another residential neighborhood that intersects Grand Avenue. And now we're going to turn left onto Grand Avenue and proceed back to Baldwin Street and then the health sciences. So here we're going down Grand Avenue, and we're looking at a mixed-use kind of street, major thoroughfare, but it's got single family, multiple family, it's got a church, it has a whole range of commercial, although it's interspersed, but it also has multiple family, it has apartment complexes, and so it's a mixed area. And we'll come down Grand later on in another clip. But now we're starting to turn onto Baldwin Street, and Baldwin is the boundary on the west for the health sciences. Here too is mixed use, and on the right is the Century Sunrise Residences that we talked about earlier, which is a private and public activity. And now we're looking ahead, coming up further on Baldwin Street. If we were to continue on, we'd be at the hospital. But here we're going to conclude our flight by landing back on the health sciences campus.